Please note that today's hearing is being live streamed on YouTube as part of a 6-month pilot project. Welcome. In accordance with Section 45 and 53 of the Planning Act 1990 as amended, this meeting of the Committee of Adjustment of the City of Toronto is called to order. The Committee of Adjustment considers applications for minor variances from the provisions of the zoning bylaw, permissions to extend or alter lawful non-conforming uses, and consents to create new lots. Hearing procedure. To ensure a fair and timely hearing, I will vet the agenda to determine which applications can be dealt with immediately and which applications require a more in-depth review. I will call each item in the order listed on the agenda and ask if anyone other than the agent or the applicant is present in interest and wishes to address the committee. If there are people in interest, the matter will be held until all non-contested applications have been cleared from the agenda. If your item is held, we strongly advise you to meet with the interested parties outside of the hearing room in an effort to resolve any issues. If no person is present in interest, the agent or applicant will proceed with their presentation if required. The committee may ask questions and/or take the matter into a committee for decision. Making your submissions. Each speaker, including the agent or applicant, will be given a maximum of 5 minutes to address the committee. When addressing the committee, please come forward to the podium, clearly state your name and address, and file a decision request card so that we have correct information for our records. If you have written in submission that you read from, please hand it in to Deputy Secretary Treasurer when you are done, who is seated on my right. First, the applicant agent will make a presentation to the committee of the application as submitted. Then individuals, either in support or opposed to the application, will be allowed to speak. If there are several speakers sharing the same view, please select a spokesperson to present the group's opinion. We want to hear your views. However, covering the same points will not advance your cause. Committee members may ask questions of each speaker at the end of their submission. When all speakers are finished, the applicant has an opportunity to rebut only the related issues that were raised. The matter will then be taken into the committee for a decision. This will mark the end of all discussion. Please remember to confine your remarks to the matters outlined in the application. The decision. If you do not agree with the committee's decision, you may file an appeal. As of May 3rd, almost all appeals will be dealt with by a new tribunal called the Toronto Local Appeals Body, or TLAB. For more information about the TLAB, please visit the TLAB website or the City of Toronto or the Committee of Adjustment website. Appeal instructions will be included at the bottom of every decision. In order to receive a copy of the committee's decision and to be informed of appeal proceedings, you must fill out the decision request card referred to earlier, which are located at the end of this horseshoe. Please include your email address, as the TLAB will be sending notifications of appeal updates by email. Please leave your completed form with Deputy Secretary Treasurer or a member of her staff before leaving today, and decisions will be made within 3 business days. Okay, so now we'll move to vetting the agenda. So 28 Peveril Hill, is the agent or the applicant here? Yes. Okay, do we have any interested parties? Okay. Oh, just, does anyone have any interest, panel members or staff members? No? Okay. Item number 20, 105 College View Avenue, agent applicant. Okay, is there? Our agent is on the way, so it's possible. Would you like us to hold this item down? Okay. Are there any interested parties for 105 College View Avenue? Item 21, 176 Crescent Road. Okay, agent. Any interested parties? No. Number 22, 463 Clinton Street, agent or applicant. Any interested parties? Number 23, 121 Hillington Avenue, agent or applicant. Any interested parties? Number 24, 48 Plater Crescent, agent or applicant. Any interested agent or applicant? Madam Secretary Treasurer, in our notes it said that it needed to be deferred, this item. Do you believe that the agent or applicant are coming?
Yeah, they didn't post the sign, so you need to do it.
Okay, so we'll do a motion after I vet the agenda. Okay, or we can do the motion right now. Panel members?
Okay, through you, Madam Chair, given that the applicant did not post the notice in accordance with the requirements, I move that this matter be deferred and a new hearing date set subject to recirculation fees.
Okay.
I'll second.
So a motion has moved to defer the application, moved by Ms. Hayes, second by Ms. Oman. All in favor? Okay, so the application has been deferred. Okay, following with the vetting, so item 2564 Warren Road, agent applicant. Any interested parties? Okay, so we have one interested party, so we suggest that, okay. Okay, sounds good. So we'll speak to the referral after I've the agenda. Okay, item 26, 1162 Girard Street East, agent applicant. Any interested parties? Okay. Number 27, 545 Arlington Avenue, agent or applicant, interested parties? Yes? Okay, so that item will be held down. Okay, so once again, we strongly advise that you go meet outside to discuss any outstanding issues with the agent. Number 28, 87 Garden Avenue, agent or applicant. Okay, any interested parties? Okay, so that is it for the time slot. So, so far, item 27 will be held down, and then we'll hear the deferral request.
What about 20?
Oh, and 20 as well. 105 College Avenue, yeah. Just 1 second. So that's item 25. Okay, so if we can have the interested parties also come up. So specifically, we'll be speaking to the deferral. So if you can introduce yourself.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and I apologize. I'm looking at my phone only because I know there was a late submission of an email into the committee, so I was just finding it, so I had it as well for you. Last name is Bronskill, Bronskill, first initial D for David, here acting as the agent for the applicant, David and Sally Laren. We are here requesting a deferral. There have been some discussions over, I would say, about the last week or so with some of the neighbors about some revisions. I would characterize them as very positive discussions. I never want to jinx them and say that they will result in agreement, but they have been very, very positive, and for that we're appreciative of the neighbors willing to be engaged. And we should have another conversation afterwards just to make sure that we're engaging anyone who does have an interest. I know Mr. Diamond sent in a letter around noon indicating his support for deferral, and Stephen and Karen Diamond are one of the adjacent neighbors. And obviously they are potentially impacted, and so we're having very detailed discussions with them about some revisions. So we would be requesting the deferral. We think it's a better approach than proceeding and potentially ending up at TLAB. We would appreciate any indulgence the committee can grant given the positive discussions to date in terms of coming back sooner rather than later. I do recognize the very difficult schedule of the Committee of Adjustment and how hard it is to manage it, but anything that can be done to accommodate, given the length of time the matter has been at this since submission. But obviously we're well aware of the committee's schedule, but if there is any indulgence just to come back. We've already arranged a follow-up meeting with Mr. Diamond to review some revisions to the plans, so we anticipate being able to come back to the committee quickly, and obviously we'll engage in some additional discussions here today.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Bronski. So if we can have you come up, introduce yourself, and if you can speak your address as well, but if you can speak specifically to deferral, are you in favor or against deferring this?
Yes, I am, as long as we have a wider discussion.
Yeah, oh, sorry, what is your name and what is your address?
My name is Diva.
Sorry?
Variance, Diva, D-A-I-V-A.
Okay.
Various, B-E-R-I-U-S. I live at 43 Warren Road, and I have not been in any sort of discussions with the applicant or representatives. And I do think that it's not an appropriate development the way it is presented at the time.
Okay, thank you very much. So we hope that the agent as well as the owner will speak to Ms. Diva. Madam Secretary, do you need a decision request card from the neighbor? You're fine? Okay, panel members, discussion in terms of the deferral motion?
Through you, Madam Chair, I think that given the fact that there was quite a bit of opposition and there seemed to be some outstanding issues with respect to the letter that Mr. Diamond had sent in. So I think it's great that there's ongoing dialogue, and I believe that we should give them the opportunity, so I would be prepared to move deferral of this item, including recirculation fees. It'll be a maximum of 3 months, but the sooner you can get any revisions back to staff, they will make every effort to get it on the earliest possible agenda. But maximum 3 months.
Currently over 75 applications.
There you go. We're pretty backlogged, but
Okay.
okay.
I second that.
Okay, so there is a motion to defer by Ms. Oman, second by Ms. Hayes. All in favor? Okay. So the application has been deferred. Thank you. Are there any other deferrals for this time slot? No? Okay, we'll proceed with application number 19, 28 Peveril Hill. Just 1 second. Okay, so the committee has in front of us a copy of plan of survey, site plan, floor plans, 4 photographs of the front, rear, and sides of the existing dwelling, decision number 0A011703M affecting subject property, as well we have a staff report from right-of-way management. Okay, so if you can please introduce yourself, your address, and then.
I'm Jeffrey Larry. I am the spouse of the registered homeowner, Danielle Goldblatt. I'm acting as her agent, and I'm also, I live at the dwelling 28 Peveril Hill North with our 3 children.
Okay, panel members, would you like a presentation of this application?
I don't think we need a presentation. I believe it's fairly straightforward.
Okay. Would you like to proceed with discussion or a motion?
I'd be prepared to move a motion. Based on the information before the committee, I believe that I'd like to move that this application be approved, as I believe it is indeed minor in nature and will have no impact and meets the character of the area and meets the tests under the Planning Act.
And I'll second.
Okay, so a motion has been moved by Ms. Hayes to approve the variance application, second by Ms. Oman. All in favor? Okay, so the application has been approved. Thank you.
Thank you. And can I just ask how I can get a copy of the decision?
It's going to be mailed to you within 3 business days, I believe.
Thank you.
Okay, so number 20 has been held down, unless the agent is here? Okay, so it's going to be held down. Okay, so number 21, 176 Crescent Road. So the committee has before us plan of survey, site plan, floor plans, and elevations, and there currently is no correspondence. Okay, so if you can please introduce yourself and the address.
I'm Jay Smith. I'm the agent for 176 Crescent Road.
Okay. Panel members, would you like a presentation on this application?
Again, I don't think we need a presentation, Madam Chair. It's a very straightforward application, and if my colleague has no comments. Okay, through you, Madam Chair, the area has a lot of large homes. There are garages that exist similar to what's being proposed here, so I feel that this variance is indeed minor, meets the 4 tests, and I would move approval.
Second that.
Okay, so a motion to approve has been moved by Ms. Oman, second by Ms. Hayes. All in favor? Okay, so the application has been approved. Thank you.
Very much.
Okay, so proceed to item 22, 463 Clinton Street. So the committee has in front of us plan of survey, site plan, floor plans, and elevations, and we have a 4-signature petition support signed by owners on Clinton as well as Barton Street, or Barton Avenue. Okay, if you can introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Sharon McKenzie. I'm the agent and architect for the owners who are here, Orrin Wolpert and Mitchell Marcus.
Okay. Panel members, would you like a presentation or a few minutes to review this application? Questions?
I don't think we need a full presentation.
Okay, so we'll just proceed with questions then, but if you can
Yes.
just give us a minute or two just to review the applications again.
The main wall height, variance number 2, is there other examples that have similar heights in that neighborhood?
I think this is, if you look at the drawing, I think go to A8. See if that shows it. You can see, I think under the new bylaws, we're not really extending the height of the house at the front, but because it's a vertical line, it sort of gets counted into that. I don't think it's unusual, or, you know, if you want to look at the front elevation, that is on page, the last page on the left-hand side, and we are not increasing the overall height of the building, we're just sloping it back to the existing ridge line. Basically, it's a very small third floor renovation, and we're raising the roof where we can to get more usable floor area inside.
That's fine. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Ms. Oman, any other questions?
No.
Okay. Would you like to proceed to discussion or a motion?
You have no comments? I'm ready to move a motion. Okay, through you, Madam Chair, I'd like to move to approve this application, as I believe it represents appropriate development, is in line with the character of the neighborhood and meets the tests under the Planning Act.
I'll second.
Okay, so a motion has been moved by Ms. Hayes to approve the variance application, second by Ms. Oman. All in favor? Okay, so the application has been approved.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Okay, so number 23, 121 Hillington Avenue. So the committee has before us plan of survey, site plan, floor plans, and elevations. We have a cover letter from the agent and no correspondence. Okay, so if you can please introduce yourself and your address.
Sure. My name is Alon Gold. I'm the applicant owner of 121 Hillington Avenue.
Okay, panel members, would you...
Again, I think this is an extremely minor application. There are a lot of rear additions in the area. The house is adjacent to a laneway. I don't believe that this changes the character of the neighborhood. So if you have... So my colleague has no comment, so I'd be prepared to move a motion to approve this application, as I feel it meets the 4 tests. It's indeed minor and fits within the character of the neighborhood.
Okay.
I'd second that.
Okay, so a motion for approval has been moved by Ms. Oman, second by Ms. Hayes. All in favor? Okay, so the application has been approved. Thank you. So number 24 has been deferred. Number 25 has been deferred. Number 26, 1162 Girard Street East. Okay, so the committee has before us plan of survey, site plan, floor plans, and elevations. We have staff reports from community planning as well as right-of-way management, and no correspondence. Okay, so if we can have you introduce yourself as well as your address to panel members.
My name is Lowell Lyons. I'm acting as the agent for 1162 Girard Street East.
Oh, my God.
Okay, panel members, would you like a presentation?
I don't need one.
Okay. Would you like to proceed with discussion or a motion?
Just want to ask, you're aware of the planning report? Do you have any concerns with respect to the condition they're suggesting?
No.
Okay.
No further questions?
Okay, neither do I.
Okay, any motion?
Sure. Through you, Madam Chair, I'd like to move a motion to approve the application, subject to the condition in the planning report dated March the 1st, 2018, as I believe the application is appropriate and meets the tests under the Planning Act.
Okay.
I'll second.
So a motion for approval has been moved by Ms. Hayes, second by Ms. Oman, including the planning report condition. All in favor? Okay, so the application has been approved. Thank you. So I believe 27 has been held down as well. So 28, 87 Garden Avenue. Okay, so the committee has before us plan of survey, site plan, floor plans, and elevations. We have a staff report from community planning and no correspondence. So if you can have you introduce yourself as well as your address.
Good afternoon. My name is Michael Cruz. I am the agent for my client, Sue and Gary. I think one thing we do have is we did receive 2 letters of support from the immediate neighbors. I'd like to submit to the committee.
I don't believe we have them, so if you can please submit them. And sorry, did you say they're 2 directly adjacent neighbors?
Directly adjacent.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, so panel members, would you like a presentation?
I don't believe so. Are you aware of the planning report, sir?
Yes, and we agree with the two recommendations.
Okay.
Yep, on number 85 and 89
Garden Avenue.
are in support, both adjacent. Yeah.
So I have it written down that the existing depth is 16.78, is that correct? Or is that the length of the
Or the existing depth?
Yeah.
Yes, because I believe we're only coming out like a meter or so beyond
Okay.
the allowable.
So you're asking approximately for 1 meter
Yes,
extension, okay.
as stated in the variance.
What's your existing FSI? Do you know?
Don't have that number in front of me. Sorry, I don't have that number in front of me.
How about in terms of the addition? So what is the approximate, like, square footage of the addition in order for us to determine how much you're adding?
14, we are doing one portion is only on one level, it's on the third floor, and that is approximately 14, about just under 200 square feet, and then the two-story addition that goes beyond that, that's coming in line with the adjacent properties, that on each level is again approximately 200 square feet per floor.
Okay. So around that 600 square foot addition then. Okay, and you mentioned that you're building in line with adjacent properties?
Yes, we're actually, say, about a foot maybe behind the adjacent properties where their additions come to.
Okay. Okay. Any other questions? No. A motion?
Through you, Madam Chair, there are a lot of additions in the area, and what's being proposed here fits within the context of the neighborhood. And I would be prepared to move a motion to approve this application, including forestry condition number 1, as well as the condition outlined in the planning conditions outlined in the planning report dated February 28th, 2018, as I feel that this meets the 4 tests and the variances are minor.
I'll second that.
Okay, so a motion for approval of the variance application has been moved by Ms. Oman, second by Ms. Hayes, includes 2 conditions. All in favor? Okay, so the application has been approved. Thank you. Okay, so that's it. So now we will proceed with the held items. So item number 20 is the agent. He's in the building, okay. So we'll proceed with the next one. You will be last in this time slot. So item number 27, 545 Arlington Avenue. If we can please have the agent as well as the contesting party. They're still discussing things?
Well,
thank you. You know what, would you feel comfortable presenting number 20? Because it seems that the application is, it's just for a porch. Okay, so if you can please come forward, introduce yourself, and I think it should be fine. Okay, so before you proceed, in front of us we have plan of survey, site plan, floor plans, and elevations, and we have no reports or correspondence. Okay, so please, if you can introduce yourself and your address.
My name is Uruz Ersozoğlu, so I'm the director of PB Construction and
would you
Consulting.
mind spelling your last name, please?
OGLU. So I'm the director of Peveril Construction and Consultation Company, so which is the owner of this residential building.
Okay.
Okay. Panel members, do you have any questions?
I don't have any questions.
No? Okay, so would you like to proceed with a motion or discussion?
If there's no comments or question, my colleague, through you, Madam Chair, I'd like to move a motion to approve this application as there are many other homes on the street with this, with canopies, and I believe it's appropriate, meets the character of the neighborhood and the 4 tests under the Planning Act.
I'll second.
Okay, so a motion to approve has been moved by Ms. Hayes, second Ms. Omen. All in favor? So your application has been approved.
You are with it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So now we'll proceed with item number, I believe it's 27. So 545 Arlington Avenue. Okay, so if we have the contesting parties, please come up and sit on our left.
We're going to request for a deferral.
Okay. So panel members will be speaking specifically deferral. So if you can please introduce yourself and the reason why you're seeking the deferral, as well as your address.
Rick Bonger, 75 Redwood Avenue. We're requesting a deferral so we can speak with the neighbors and see if we can come up with an amicable solution.
Okay. Okay, so you're the spokesperson. Sorry, if we can have the spokesperson for the neighbors come up, introduce yourself, your address, and how do you feel about the deferral?
My name is Inge Martin, and I live next door to 545 on the north side, so 547 Arlington.
Mm-hmm. And how do you feel about the deferral?
That's okay.
Yeah,
because I think there's a couple of things that are not correct that also needs to be addressed, and I will address that with them.
Okay, perfect. Okay, thank you. Panel members?
How long would the deferral be approximately?
It will depend how quickly you undertake the changes and how quickly the application is submitted back to the, but not sooner than 3 months.
Okay.
Okay. Panel members, are there any discussions, a motion?
Through you, Madam Chair, I think if there is an opportunity to have some consultation with the neighbors, that's great, and I'm in support of that, although I would have hoped this would have taken place earlier. But nonetheless, I would support a deferral of the application, and I trust that the applicant will also engage in discussions with the management of right-of-way management as well.
Okay. Ms. Hayes? Okay, so a motion to defer the application has been moved by Ms. Omen, second by Ms. Hayes. All in favor? Okay, and this includes recirculation?
Yes, including recirculation.
Okay, thank you. And just again, echoing that it's important to have these discussions before they come to our hearing. So we are finished. This time slot. We'll have to take a break.